YouTube. I'm here with more drama with the boys. And this time, it's getting masculine. It's getting ripped. It's getting broke boy vibes. Well, let's see what we get into.
Oh, I haven't started recording yet.
I hate Okay. Don't forget to like, subscribe, leave a comment down below to feed the algorithm quads. And the code word for today, so we know you did not skip this intro, is Patreon. That's right, because we have a Patreon, and it is awesome. We have early access to our podcast episodes, as well as one exclusive podcast episode per week over on there, and we're reacting to Game of Thrones. That's right, lots of content, lots of fun for only $5 a month-ish. I think $5, $6 a month, something like that. Anyways, check it all out, and our socials down in the description below. Let's get it.
Nice. I was just throwing up signs the whole time.
All right, so do you guys know anything about Dan Bilzerian?
No.
Zach?
Yes.
You do? What do you know about him?
That his whole lifestyle is fake.
Yep.
And I think something to do with whatever company he started or his parents' company or whatever it was. He just embezzled just a ton of money and used that to make it look like he had more than he had and got investors. I think that's where my head's at.
That is pretty spot on. I will give more info during the video. I'm sure Zevy's going to cover most of it. So let's get into it. You ready?
Yes, sir.
We be making fun of our parents for believing everything on the internet, but don't act like this man didn't have us all fooled. Meet Dan. And you see, Dan had a problem. His life was crumbling before his very eyes, because you see, his living was based off of you believing he was rich. Listen, when you're a public figure and you have a company, stocks go up and down depending on you. Think about Elon Musk. When people like Elon Musk, stocks rise. When people didn't like him, stocks crash. Dan had this company called Ignite. Now, it was all fun and games until he fired his vice president. His vice president said, "You don't want to do that." Dan said, "And what you finna do about it?" His vice president said, Dan said, "What?" He said, "I'm finna get my get back." Oh,
Zevy's the best, man. Zevy is so damn good.
I've ever seen. His vice president sues him for wrongful termination. But that wasn't why he sued him. He sued him so he can show the world how Dan was really spending his money. Said, "Sir, why are you here today?"
Okay.
He said, all the girls that you see Dan, he just be renting them. He just be flying them out. Dan said, "Objection." The judge said, "Hold on, I want to hear this."
So he be renting them?
He said he bought. He just rents that too. He don't really got the money to.
Yo.
How is this relevant? He said, "I'm gonna get to that. All the money Dan be spending on stuff, that's all the company's money. He don't really got money like that. He don't got bread like that." Judge said, "All right, come on now. How is Dan being a bum relevant?" Dan said, "Objection." The VP said, "Y'all got that down?" The typewriter said, "Oh, I got it right here." Now here's this Dan stock start to plummet. But remember how I told you it's going up and down depending on the person. His stocks start to rise again because he gets a new business advisor. But when they hear about who his business advisor was, it starts to plummet.
Oh, come on, no.
Who was it?
Advisor was none other than his father, Paul Bilzerian, and here's where things start to get wicked. See, Paul Bilzerian was not allowed to technically be his advisor. Why, you ask? Well, because he's a felon, a certified scam
63 mil?
God.
takeovers, and was really
Runs in the
good at hiding
fam.
money. And he was ordered to pay all of that money back. He said, "I don't got it." So he filed for bankruptcy. But see, then people started to ask Dan, "How did you get all this money to start your company in the first place?" And that goes to how Dan started being famous in the first place. He first came out as a professional poker player, making a huge blast because he was very extravagant. He then claims to have won $50 million in a year. Poker player said, "Cap."
Damn.
He said, "Prove it." They said, "That poker series you played in, you was 180th place. I seen you play. You
Jesus.
Wow.
No, you played poker. Not he said, "Let me just stop you right there.
trying to
I don't
cover
play
that
against
up.
famous players, dummy. I play against billionaires on the low secretly, so you can't prove it." But coincidentally, he started making
Yeah, you ain't got no receipts, bitch. I don't even.
the poker scene around when his trust fund was activated. He then starts his company, and then they find out the person who gave him all that money in the first place was helping him
his
run
dad.
his company in the background. And now the FBI gets involved because you see, part of his conviction was if your name and company come up in the same sentence, we finna get on your ass. Paul said, oh, I ain't going back to the pen. He said, I was just helping my son out for free because he was screwing up all his money. His son says, I'm not close to my dad. I don't even know him like that. The FBI says,
Jesus Christ.
the judge orders Dan's company to give them financial documents. Dan's company literally says, objection. The judge said,
No, what?
fine after fine after fine for every day he doesn't give the documents. Now, his dad said they eventually handed over the documents. They asked him in an interview, you think the FBI was just trying to get their get back on you? He said, maybe. After this, his company's stock collapses so hard he had to pull it off the stock market. And as his company's stock is decreasing, so is his real life stock. He's losing millions upon millions of followers a day.
Okay, so I just want to say one thing before we continue in is that so Dan Bilzerian was massive on Instagram, like one of the most you would see him in your feed 24/7 even if you're not following him, right? He was constantly showing up because of his insane popularity. The thing that he would also do is that when he would go on podcasts and interviews, just like Zevi said, was that he would constantly be like, yeah, I won my wealth through poker. Yeah, it's that I was playing against the richest people, and that's how I made my money. I made my money and then opened my business, right? And it's like that. He's trying to sell that he was like, oh, I made it on my own by my sheer poker skill. That was the big thing he was trying to sell people on, right? And on his Instagram, he would post girls on girls in a rented ass house, in rented ass areas with rented ass cars. Yeah, that shit crazy. And then when they were starting to investigate his, he went on a $250,000 yacht and party with some more babes during that because he was like, I gotta make it look like I'm still up. Gotta make sure I look like I'm still up, right? And during all that too, he was trying to fake a little bit that he was a part of the military previously. He's trying to be like, yeah, you know what? Yeah, it's crazy, right? So he never tried to implicitly say that, but he would pose with guns and camouflage and green and RVs and shit. And he'd be like, yeah, my background. And they're like, so what's your background? And then he kind of just moved past the question. And it's like, dude. So
that's crazy.
He finessed insane amounts. Anyways, his Instagram blew the hell up. People were constantly on him. The products that he ended up launching was, I think it was Ignite. I think Ignite alcohol and Ignite perfume, maybe. If I know it was alcohol for sure. And then they did vape shit. So they did vape shit at some point. It was he would just be smoking up with that, drinking with that. So it even more funded his party boy lifestyle, right? And it's oh, you want to live like this? You want to be lavish like this? Try my mediocre shit.
Ma, you can be like me.
Just so you understand, the business behind what he was doing was that's what he was pushing out. That's how he did. Him being rich through social media and looking like he's rich was because that actually was his brand identifier. He didn't have anyone else. It was just him, being the brand, the face of the brand. So, yeah.
That's an expensive brand. Must cost a lot of money, Jesus.
Yeah, but it didn't make. He just living off that company cheddar. That company cheddar.
Crazy. Why would anybody in their right mind rent a mansion for a prolonged period of time? Doesn't that shit cost $70,000 a week or some shit?
I'm not really sure, but
you would just be burning through so much money.
But if you don't even,
hey man, if you ain't got it,
you ain't got it.
You ain't got it,
Yeah, true.
I mean, he didn't had it, but I guess for him it was more of if he showed how much money he had, he's gonna get more money because he's the stock.
Yep.
Yeah.
So and
you can write off the rental as a business
for him
expense.
to spend.
Yeah.
Exactly. So then that comes out of his taxes. So the IRS ain't really going his ass. But then it also then makes him money as well. Because bro, I want to be like him. I'm guessing he done courses and stuff.
I don't know if he's done courses. I'm not sure about that. I mean, it would
I feel a lot of people that,
you know what I mean? Branding wise, it would make sense, but I'm not sure if he did.
We should sell a course on how to be how to become YouTubers.
Hey Don,
are you writing that shit, bro?
Yeah, Don, are you writing it?
Are you putting that work?
No,
whenever
Alicia
you say
is.
shit,
Come on
no, exactly. Whenever you say shit like that, you go, Alicia. Alicia can. You know what? And no, bud, no. Alicia, you got your college education. You went to university. You can no.
All right, fine. But if I write it out, I want 70% of it.
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
Sure, you're gonna write it out. If it bit, that'd be
You
entertaining.
want to write it out? You want to promote it? Sure,
100%.
man.
You got it. I
Fine.
believe in you.
I'll do it then.
You got it.
Guys,
You're
nah,
so
would
foolish.
it be- nah.
I love it.
Yeah, I ain't doing it. I ain't doing that.
I know you're not. I know you're
I
goddamn
mean, to
not.
be fair though, it could be like how to get 1,000 subs. It could sell.
Why don't we just do a sub
That's
for
not a
sub,
bad
bro?
idea.
Fuck, man.
Yeah, bring it back to
Everybody-
old
everybody
school
who
YouTube.
subs-
Yeah, sub for sub,
my
old
God.
school YouTube. Yeah.
Everybody who subs right now, put it in the comments that you subbed, and we'll sub right back. Guaranteed. Guaranteed.
Yeah.
But you can't unsub though. If you unsub, we'll find out. What if we?
Can we? No, we're cutting this conversation off. We're ending the video. Thank you so much for watching.
All right, yeah.
And
Oh, is it
in the
done? I thought it
comments,
was-
tell
there's
Don
18
to stop
seconds
making
left.
so many side hustles. Okay, we gotta stop this man.
Oh,
No, I'm trying to get. I just want Alicia to do it, so I don't have to do it.
Oh my god!
Then he comes out and says, I'm broke, y'all. But see, once a scammer, always a scammer. He pivots to the easiest scam that you can do. Scamming dumb,
Crypto.
insecure men into believing that he can turn you into a man.
Oh, you right, Don.
Sigma. Dan is not your father. Andrew's not your brother. You're just
Right.
their customers.
Oh, yep.
Yeah.
That's
Oh, it's
how
us
it's-
again.
oh,
You
it's
know,
us again. Yeah,
sometimes
yes.
being a man, it's
Yeah.
okay to be a simp.
That's where you went with that.
That was a
Yeah, I don't know.
yeah.
I don't
No,
know.
I got you.
Just be yourself, man. Be who you want to be. Who cares?
Yeah, I mean,
Nah, don't
honestly,
do
the
that.
biggest thing you could do is just confidence. Is like start building your confidence set, man. That's all. Like the amount of women
forget
you can
that.
pull by just
Nah,
being
nah,
confident and
forget
funny.
that.
Nah, listen.
Nah,
no, okay,
nah,
first
nah,
of all,
nah,
first
nah,
of all,
nah.
first of all, don't even care about women. Get your money up, and then a woman will come to you. You don't need to worry about women right
Oh
now.
my god.
Yeah? Women will distract you. So focus on yourself, get your P's up, and I'm telling you now, women will just come. They might not love you.
They might
but
not.
come.
This is
damn
such bad
Bowser
advice.
method.
This is such bad advice. Please don't give this advice to our viewers. We are not on some incel Please do not give this advice to our viewers. This is so fucking bad. No, okay?
It's
If you-
Wow, come
true,
on.
Get your money up. Women
No,
will be
because
there.
no, be real, be real. Most men, exclusion of Don, most men, right, is that you want someone who loves you and cares about you and treats you right, and that's all you're really looking for, right? Sex is great and all, but you want someone who's gonna give you that companionship that you really yearn for, all right? But when you really want that, it's about upping your self-esteem. It's about feeling more confident. It's about being funny, having a nice time. If you can make a girl laugh, it's better. I hate y'all
anyway,
motherfuckers.
alright, guys, I
Max,
hope you
you're
guys enjoyed
single,
the video.
and,
Leave a
and
like,
Don, you
subscribe
won't
to
even lock
Bed
your
Rot
woman
Besties
down.
today.
Shut the fuck
And
up,
I'll
both
catch
of
you
y'all.
lot in the next time. Peace.
Bye.
Bye.